Welcome back to Intricacies of Michelle. Today's episode is special because I'm sitting down with the one person who has known me long enough to have multiple rounds of blackmail material. My ride or die in the Doja Cat sense, Misty. Welcome to the show.
Hi, my Miss Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad we're able to do this. I know busy adult lives, kind of throw wrenches in situations, but I'm glad we have the opportunity.
I don't have blackmail. I have lots of secreted boxes where
Well,
I keep tabs.
that is fair. And if anybody has it, girl, it's you. You knew me in my wild years.
Yeah. When we were both growing and knowing more than we thought.
Yes, a little of that and a whole lot more. This is why she's here, y'all. She's loyal, she's honest, and she remembers things that I prefer to not remember. All right, Misty, you've known me since before I understood the importance of good brows and fashion sense. So tell the listeners, what was I like in middle school?
You were like a spunky, spry in your little Esprit outfits at the time and very colorful like you are now. Just kind of bouncing off the walls because you were a lot of times trying to mask who Michelle really was, and you weren't quite sure who to be and who to be it for. But you were a lot of fun, and you were always there in the crowd. So, and all of our friends were guys, so we didn't have a lot of girl friends. So we were usually like one of the guys. So,
Yeah, definitely. And some of that might have been that undiagnosed ADHD I had back in the day.
yeah.
But whatever. So, a particular Esprit outfit is gonna go down in infamy. Like, I will probably never forget it. It was the purple and black striped skirt and
Oh, yes.
the blue top with the yellow geometric shapes on it, and then
Yes.
I would wear it with those really pointy, like, shoe boot things that I used
Yeah.
to wear. Yeah, and tights because, I
Yeah. I do remember you
like to
wearing
rock.
tights quite often. Yes.
Yeah, I still like to rock a good pair of tights. So what version of me did you see evolve when we were in high school?
Um, you seem to more quiet yourself. Like I felt like when you were junior high, Michelle, you were still kind of carefree and let's be happy and what can we get involved in and who are we going to go hang out with and where are we going? And then once we got into high school, you started more of trying to figure out exactly who am I and what's going on with me? And so you had your days when you were being country with me or with the kickers, or then the next day you were, pretty in pink, the punk rock girl, and just trying to discover who you really were. And that's why I always appreciated you because I felt like, yes, you were a chameleon in a lot of ways, but you were always had the sweetest and best heart. You were still Michelle.
No matter what costume I come out in,
Yes.
it's I heart Ducky forever. I heart
Yeah.
Ducky. She should have
Uh-huh.
ended up with Ducky.
Yes.
What red flags did you see me exhibit like early on? And did any of those red flags carry on to adulthood, or did I just find new ones to replace those old ones?
If you saw a boy that you really liked or somebody that you were really interested in, you were trying to change who you were or like what they liked and listen to the music that they liked or try to be different than who you were, who we knew that the authentic Michelle was, for lack of a better term, like try to dumb yourself down and act like you were like the cutesy flip the hair, ha 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 kind of girl when we knew that you weren't. Because you would hide your smart ass, as I would say. So, because most of the time you were smarter than they were. I think you carried that in for a long time until you really figured out, "I'm pretty great as me, and, I don't have to be anybody else for anybody else." So, I think, that's the amazing part of watching you change and develop over all these years.
I definitely know that I do that or that I used to do that. In fact, I just recorded an episode. It's just me talking about former red flags and green flags. That was one of the things I talked about was the need to placate. I wanted them to like me, so I didn't want to be too weird for them. But the real me is too weird, and that's okay. Like at this point in my life, I'm like, that's totally okay to be the unique one who walks into a black tie event wearing purple or bright pink. That's
Yeah,
just who I am. That underlying artistic vibe that I have that I think I didn't really realize until later,
right.
until I was well into adulthood, that it was okay to be that person who brought the swath of color into the otherwise black and white world. And I love that about myself now because I do think outside the box. And if everybody thought inside the box, what a boring ass world this would be.
For sure. Whatever that boy was into, whatever that guy liked, trying to like that, and then also trying to help him be a better version of him by quieting yourself. And so, like, you were like in the background going, "Oh, can we help him do this?" Or, "Oh, can we drive him over here to do this?" Or, "Can we," it was always about trying to help that person be a better person than yourself.
And I still try to help people be a better version of themselves. But I have learned the hard way that men mostly really don't like that.
Yeah,
They feel like you're mothering them and they don't want a mom because they have a mom or had a mom,
right.
and that's not their jam, and I don't need to be that. Like,
No,
I can be myself, and
yeah.
that's totally cool. And it
And the
took me a
ones looking
really
for
long
mommies
time
and
to
the ones looking for mommies, you don't want those either.
Yeah, no, no, I've learned that the hard way as well. I
Yeah,
mean, we definitely want a man who can take care of himself and doesn't need someone to, cook and clean and pick out his clothes and cut up his food and
yeah,
all that stupid bullshit that I have 0 patience for.
right.
And I'm not judging anybody, any women at all. If that's your jam and that works for you and your man, then that is a-okay and cool. But
Yeah,
that doesn't work for me, and I'm gonna go into resentment really quickly if that's the expectation. I
right.
am a very proud Aquarius, and I like to be an individual and keep things moving and like you do you. That doesn't mean I don't love you, but I don't
Yeah,
need to be your mama.
yeah.
So, Misty, what do you think are my green flags at this point? And those green flags would be the like, boy, you have got to date Michelle. She's amazing, and this is why. What would that list include?
The very first thing is that you're probably one of the strongest women that I know. You have survived more than your fair shares of bad news and bad things and twists and turns, and you're still standing. So you're a strong person. Secondly, you have a love that just is encapsulating. Like, you just, when you find somebody that you are really into, you just cover them in your love. You're just such a loving and giving person. And you're one of the special people in the who make ways in your life to also you want to walk a path with someone instead of walking behind them. You're finally in a place in your life that you're ready to walk the path with them together to make the best couple that you can be. You're creative, you're a ride or die always. When somebody asks for something and they're part of your family or part of your inn, you're gonna do cross bridges and go through waters to help them, no matter where it's at or whatever they need. And lastly, you have the biggest heart. You just adore and love people, and it shines all over you. And so I want to see a man see that glow in you and not try to dim it. I think you're pretty glorious. So,
Aw, you tell the truth, and you remind me that I have grown and I'm being the best version of myself that I can be. And this is why you're my ride or die.
yeah,
I know you know the background and the dark side, and that's okay because you now also know the light and bright side, and I'm bringing that girl back. Like I'm here. I'm here to party. Let's do this.
yeah,
I'm not in that place where I need to be sad, and I spent a lot of time apologizing for who I am.
right.
Like, people would say, "You talk too much," or "You tell the longest stories," and I would apologize. I would be like, "I'm sorry, I just" and now I'm not like that. I'm like, "Yep, you're right. I do. I have a lot of squirrels and I try to keep them, lined up and marching in a line, but that just doesn't usually happen. But that doesn't make me any less of a person. Like, I can finally say, and this probably sounds really like, I don't know how it sounds, but like I'm finally proud of myself and I'm happy with who I am. And that has taken, as you know, a lot of therapy and a lot of work. And I'm proud of it. Like I'm so proud of myself.
You
I just
healed a
want to
lot
pat
of,
myself on the back.
you should. You healed a lot of broken pieces, and you have, like I said, you're still standing after all the curves you've been given. You've raised two beautiful, gorgeous daughters and smart and together, and just you should be proud of the women that they are because they're following your lead as the woman that you are, and you have taught them this is the life lesson I've learned. I hope you don't have to learn it the same way I did, but this is the truth about me, and that's what I love about you is that you tell the truth about you. People are going to appreciate it or don't. If they miss the bus, then I feel sorry for them because you're pretty great. So, why, yeah, you do have squirrels or whatever. You are pretty put together. You're probably one of the smartest, well organized people that I know. While it can come off as, oh, squirrel, you've already planned 5 steps in front of the squirrel. You have some little kinks, but you are amazing. And whatever wonderful human finds you, they deserve, they're going to get the very best person that I know. So there are scars in there, but they've healed and I can see it. So
Yeah, I think scars are just tattoos on your soul. And I've never been afraid to get a new tattoo.
yeah,
So, oh yeah, that here's a squirrel for you. Like that bothers a lot of people, tattoos. And I'm like, dude, I'm definitely not for you if tattoos offend you.
yeah,
Not that I have them all over, but I'm like, relax, chill. It's not that serious.
yeah,
Dating at this age is definitely different than dating like in your high school, college years, and young adulthood. Why, and you touched on this a little bit, why would the right man be lucky to have me? If you were going to give an elevator pitch for me, for a man, what would it include?
that you are creative and that you can help someone further themselves in creative and new ways in their lives. You are very supportive and loving and will walk through fire for someone if you believe in them and they believe in you. You are just gorgeous. You wake up with the most gorgeous smile and spirit, and you don't need coffee to start your day. You are just raring to go almost always. No matter the adventure, you're like, sign me up. And where to next? Like I said before, you want to be the partner to someone that wants to walk the path with you and that you're willing to hold them up if they're willing to hold you up. And I think that's the lesson that you finally learned, is that you're okay with someone holding you up for a little while and that you don't have to do all the hard work by yourself. You're gloriously beautiful and inside and out, and you could help someone put a suit together
That I can do.
and how to dress and how to be the very best of themselves. You're a great time always. Like, you're, where's the party at? And, what outfit do I need to put on? So you're always above and beyond in the outfit, from the combat boots with the big frilly skirt to, I'll put on my boots and jeans and go out with whoever. So I think you're just a fun girl, and I hate for someone to miss out on all the fun. So somebody that's fun but has a deep heart and a deep connection that they can make with you. So
So, Misty, don't you think they should take the time to go and scan the QR code for the boyfriend application at the
absolutely.
end of the YouTube videos?
Yes. Yes.
See, nobody's doing that. I'm trying to be proactive, guys. This question wasn't in any of the prep that I gave you, Misty, but what are my top 5 quirks? But not in a weird way, just like, oh, these are just Michelleisms, like my quirks like that.
Well, that would be one, is that you have lots of Michelleisms. You do have squirrels. And those of us that, once we get to know you, we love you because we will follow the squirrel with you because we know it's going to lead to a good time. I would say sometimes the music, it's like you go from, I don't know, NWA to Taylor Swift. It's like, you have such a category of things that you love.
Don't
Um,
forget In Excess, Duran Duran, The Cure, the Sex Pistols. Don't
yeah,
forget all those weird ones.
uh-huh. And anything Keanu, whatever Keanu does, my Michelle is going to be there, whether he can sing, dance, or not. Beating the crap out of people, sign her up. She's there. So,
Actually, Misty, with the boyfriend application on the past few podcasts on the YouTube video,
yeah,
I'm putting the 47 Ronin, like the thing about him saying he'd search for 10,000 lifetimes for her. Yeah, that little clip is with the boyfriend application, and that's
yeah,
on purpose. And I think it's absolutely hilarious
yeah,
because it makes sense in my head.
it does.
Keanu Reeves is actually the benchmark for these guys that I'm going to date. So if they listen to those podcasts, they will be forewarned.
Yeah,
I expect someone like Keanu. He's generous, he's kind, he's self assured, he can do a fight scene, and he can play the proverbial dumb blonde role. Not that I recall him ever being blonde in a movie, but like he can play the Bill and Ted role. And I love that. I'm just looking for someone who has that kind of heart.
like the movie he was in on Netflix where he played like the little love interest for the Asian lady. I can't remember her name, but
Always Be My Maybe. It was Ali
yes.
Wong, and I was blown away because I wasn't expecting him to be in that. I didn't know anything about it ahead
Well,
of time.
I see that part as like you, and that he can make fun of himself and like didn't take it seriously, just like, this is what people see me as, so I'm going to go for it. And I appreciate that about him. So anybody that can
Yeah,
make fun of themselves is comfortable in their own skin. So,
yeah. And not that I'm judging how people spend their money at all,
yeah.
but like there have been multiple reports of him being generous and you know,
Yeah.
somebody mentioning something to him on set about a money struggle, and he takes care of it. I don't know, I think he
Yeah.
just has a good heart, and
Well,
that's what I
and he
want. Let's talk about some of the exes without naming names.
okay.
Who comes to mind first?
One of the funny things that comes to mind, not that they were exes, but when we tried real hard to go on a date with the dudes from Highland Park because we were trying to date outside our zip code.
I forgot about him. Thank you so much for that horrible reminder. Dude from Highland Park was supposed to take me to a dance.
Yeah, both of us. He was supposed to bring a friend.
Oh, that's right. And I
Yes.
was okay. So, y'all, I've already made it clear that I had some red flags back in the day. I was completely ready. I had my hair done and my dress on, and I was ready. And this cat did not show up. And I took my shoe off, my high heel, because
Uh-huh.
I could still wear those back in the day without breaking my neck. I took my shoe off and I pitched it down the hall. It hit the drywall at the end of the hallway. I had really good aim and I hit that drywall hard and it left a dent.
Oh,
I,
you don't remember what we did after that? Like,
I don't like I
okay,
must have blocked that out.
they were supposed to show up to pick us up, and you were mad, and you're like, let's
I was
go.
oh no,
So
I was big mad. I was big mad. I remember that.
we drove in the car to their house, and their mother answered the door and said they weren't there, and we knew they were there.
Yes, remember because he lived in Highland Park and he
Yeah,
had like that whole like the kid was in high school and he had his own apartment with
yeah,
its own entrance around the
yeah,
back and it had a little porch or something. And he and his friends came out
yeah,
onto the porch. I'm like, he's right there.
yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Like the whole thing. I remember the moment, but I remember, yeah. He also made me a fake ID, or one of his friends did. I'm not sure. I never used it because I never looked like I was 21. Heck, I didn't look 21 when I was 32.
Well, and then you
So,
also have a tendency to, let's see, I think there was a military man in there for a little while, and
oh,
someone you thought was your friend, and they were more interested than you thought they were interested, and so you just kept blowing it off and blowing it off and blowing it off like, I'm going to be supportive. I'm going to like him. I'm just going to stand over here and wait for him to whatever. And he was waiting for you to jump. And so I think that was another lesson learned of like, take the hint. And so,
my mom still brings that particular person up.
yeah,
And she was like, basically, it was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. And it was
yeah,
exactly what you said. I liked him and he liked me, but we never would say that to one another.
yeah,
I mean, like
lost
that
connection.
person, we did go on a date, but like we never ended up together. And
Right.
there was almost, I want to mention that these are my former red flags.
Yes.
There was almost a fight on your front lawn because he came to your house to hang out with a girlfriend and she popped off and said some just being
Yeah.
mean girl and
Yeah.
judgmental of me. And I was like, I'm pretty sure if, and I may not remember this correctly, but I think he had to hold me back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you have something to say to me? But I'm not like that anymore. Rest assured.
And then there was
I
always
shouldn't.
the one that was bad about wanting to keep your relationship hidden. Y'all were really into each other, but it's like he didn't want to make an announcement of we're together, we're on the side.
Oh no, I thought that's who we were talking about a few minutes ago.
No.
So I've dated a few people, and there have been legions more who I've either crushed on, or he's crushed on me, or we've crushed on each other, but not at the same time. So please forgive my not remembering who exactly this is.
A life lesson and learning that, I don't have to be hidden, like, we're either gonna be out here for the world to know or you're not worthy of me, because he wasn't worthy of you. So, and I'll just put that out there.
I
So,
never in 1,000 years would have guessed that you would have said that about that person.
yeah,
He's the one who held me back from the fight on the front lawn.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm completely blown away by your last yeah, I probably if that would have lined up, I quite possibly could have ended up with him,
Yeah.
like in the real world. But it didn't, and that's okay.
But the thing you learned from that relationship was I'm pretty great and I don't have to bury myself and pretend that I am in the shadows when you're not in the shadows and you're actually driving the train. Sometimes people are just not emotionally available to the place that you need them to be, and you can't carry their load and yours.
No relationship has proven that I am a lotus flower more than that relationship.
For sure.
And there was another one, but I don't really want to talk about him.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
can't fix people's broken places, they have to fix it for themselves. So, no matter how hard you want to fix it, sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, for sure. What other interesting like don't even have to talk about boyfriends. We can just talk about guys who have filtered through my life. There was one guy in our friend group, well, probably more than one guy, but this particular guy was in our friend group. And I went on a date with him, and I, he wasn't somebody that I really, probably that anybody would have picked for me ever. But
Right.
we went on a date and like we went driving around in his truck. No, not to worry, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody in
Had
Texas
a
in high
truck.
school had a truck. So I'm not
Yes.
calling this particular truck owner out. And we drove around and we ended up in a subdivision, and he was talking to me about the construction of the homes in the subdivision. I was like, I was pretty into my goth girl new wave phase at that point.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool, country boy. Thanks for giving me that construction 101. But we stayed friends. It wasn't, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think,
Wasn't a love connection.
no, definitely not. And I
No.
think I had a lot of that, like everybody did, I guess. But
But I think that was the fun of it then, though, is like that I feel like a lot of women miss out on until later in life is that it's okay to try different people on. You don't have to buy the permanent outfit. Let's just see how this feels and, kind of go with the flow. You're very good at that. You're very good at, I'm, like I said before, you're always ready for the next adventure, no matter what kind of human, you're ready for the next adventure. Let's go figure it out and see what we can get into. And
yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think back and it's like all these faces just roll through in like fast forward mode.
yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, that I did. Like I think I dated so much that when when I said yes to the third engagement in the one I
yeah,
married, I was ready. I felt like I was ready to be
yeah,
married. I felt like I'd already done the sowing of the wild oats, and I
yeah,
was like, I'm good. Like I'm done. I was done with bars. I
yeah.
still don't really care to go to a bar. and
Right.
hang out. There's no purpose in that for me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not a teetotaler, but I don't really drink that much anymore. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy it. I think I talked to you, it was about, I don't know, around this time last year about this course that I took called the foundation course.
Yes.
And that helped me tremendously. Like
Yeah.
I've done all this therapy and all this growth mindset, thought process shit, and journaling and all of that. I'm making light of it, but it really has made a profound difference in the way I view the world, in the way I view dating, and in my
Yeah.
ability to assess what's really going on.
Yeah.
I used to need somebody to text me multiple times a day or I would panic. I'm really not there now. I'm like,
Right.
okay, that's fine. We're adults, we're busy. I don't need a Klingon and I don't want to be a Klingon, you
Right.
know? And so now, if it's not working for me and their actions and their words don't match up, I'm like, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
And I'm not mean about it. It doesn't hold any judgment. It's been nice to get to know you, but this isn't working. And I know if I'm having to beg for them to spend time with me and meet up and have coffee, go to movies, have dinner, whatever, if I'm begging for that, I'm going to be miserable in a relationship because
Yeah.
I'm going to resent that you're making me carry the load. And I'm not
Yeah.
willing to do that. I'm in a
Yes.
place where I want a soft space to land. I want someone who wraps his arms around me and says, we can get through this together.
Yeah.
I don't need a man to solve my problems. I
Right.
can do that on my own. I've been doing it a really long time
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I've created some of my own problems. But, we move forward and I'm just feeling really good about the future.
Yeah.
I'm
You need
and
a grown up.
yeah, and amazingly enough, even at our age,
Yeah.
that can be hard to find.
Yeah.
And guys are less about growth and therapy. Not all of them. I really hate making blanket statements and I keep doing that today. But guys tend to be less about going to therapy and really working through their problems
Well,
than women.
they tend to blame it on the things on the outside instead of looking on the inside.
Not blaming parents or anything, but like how you processed the things that happened to you, whether they were bad or good, makes a difference in your
Yeah.
adult life. I need someone who is composed, even
Yeah.
when angry. I need you to have a conversation and not stonewall me or not be the rage monster because I'm not about that.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to put in the time and effort and energy to make something work in an adult way and with calmness and clarity. And that's
Yeah.
really important to me. And
I think that's a growth button that you've hit. I mean, used to you had some short fuse moments, and I think you've gotten better about, one, how can I take accountability for it? Two, is this just me, or, is there something I said or did? And then actually like trying to walk through the issue of, just like, between us as friends, we've had our moments of falling out. We've had our moments of being angry at each other, but we're also grown enough women that we can just be honest and give each other the space when you need the space, or get in each other's face when we need to get in each other's face. That's how real people grow up and learn how to communicate.
yeah, definitely. Like, I feel really super good about being in that place. I'm not hating on myself, but I feel like it took me a really long time to get to the place where I'm like, it's not that serious. And I guess that's what the kids say now a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, it's not that serious, and I might get mad about something, but generally I'm like, okay, I'm going to be
Yeah.
quiet, I'm going to process it, and then I can respond if I need to.
Well, I think you've gotten better about the relationship is over or not working, and you used to get mad and, for lack of better terms, cut a bitch, like, say the ugly things, and now you no longer need to feel the need to do that. You're just like, okay, this didn't work out, so can we resolve this as a friends and be friends? Or do we just need to cut it off and the end? So I think you have grown in that. So
Yeah, I think that stems from my consistent attempts to put good into the universe.
yeah,
I'm like, don't say it. If it's bad and it's ugly, don't say it. Don't say it
yeah,
out loud. Don't put it into the universe
yeah,
about anybody else, about
yeah.
yourself, about anybody else. And that's made a difference for me because when I think about that before I speak, it stops me from saying something that I may regret down the road or later in the day, you know. And I just don't want to be that. I want to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
And I take pride in my growth and how I've come together out of the darkness into the light. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Misty?
I just want the men in this world to recognize what a bright light that you are, and they don't have to shadow themselves behind you either. That you want somebody that you can also hold up into the light and um walk a journey with someone. Men, we're looking for someone adventurous and happy and want to wake up in the world every day and what can we make better in the world and what can we do better um and just being open to new things in life. There's not a size requirement, there's not a height requirement. There's the requirement of how big is your heart and how well can you hold somebody. So that's what we're looking for. Someone who is a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
Apply, apply, apply.
it size does matter, guys. The size of your heart.
Yes.
Anyway, Misty, thank you so much for coming on the show and joining me and just reminiscing about the crazy days of
Yeah.
your. Thank you, listeners, for listening. I really appreciate that you are checking out Intricacies of Michelle, as you may know by now. A couple of years ago, I thought of this idea, and people weren't entirely supportive. They were like, that's silly. But because I'm a rebel, I went ahead and did it anyway. And now we're here and you're listening, and I love it. So, Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. Central Time, you can catch the new episodes. And this is not going to be a whole lot of episodes, just so you know. Check them out while you can. Love y'all. Later.
I will search for you through 1,000 worlds and 10,000 lifetimes until I find you.